All right, welcome to my world. All right, I sheared that first part with the machine, what I do most of the time, if we can keep that little one quiet. You ever seen sheep sheared by hand? Nobody's raising their hand, huh? Well, is that thing too loud? Is that all right? Well, I actually shear by hand too. I actually teach sheep shearing all over the United States, and I've been over the world doing that too. And just this last July, I think it's my 7th or 8th time I've represented the United States in the World Championships. And this last time I did it by hand. And me and a guy from Massachusetts, we got, out of 34 countries, we got 10th. So we didn't do too bad. But the countries that are doing it a lot, I mean, I only do 50 to 100 a year. These guys, they'll do that before noon. They, New Zealand, South Africa, let's see, what's the other countries that did good? Australia. Those guys, I sheared my four sheep in about 12 and a half minutes, and they did theirs in 10. But the reason why we shear by hand in a lot of these countries is in New Zealand, in the South Island, in the high country, it gets so cold. So the rains are really cool. So as I shoot this last part of the sheep with my hand, you'll see how much is left on. And like in New Zealand, when there's no cover, there's no barns. The only time an animal sees a barn there is when we're shearing. That's it. They're outside. And down in South Africa, why they shear by hand is because of the blistering hot sun. They won't get sunburned. So that's the reason for that. But you know, this contraption here, it's only about 30 bucks for that piece of metal. But it takes a whole day and a half to get the thing to cut. And I thought for 30 bucks, well, heck, this should be easy. It's actually harder than machine shearing. I got 2 young guys here that I taught how to shear. 2 boys here. You can tell they're twins. Ask them how it is to shear. We got, of course, in sheep shearing and anything, just like there's always contests, records, and all that stuff. I got to the second time now, besides blade shearing in the World Championships, it was in France. I got to judge the machine shearing. And we broke down, there's 4 different classes. You know, you got your juniors, intermediates, seniors, and you got your opens, the big guns, the guys that do hundreds in a day. We had 200 guys in the open class. We broke them down to the top 6. They have to do 20 head. You got to catch your sheep, shear it, put it out a porthole. 20 sheep. Somebody take a guess how quick they got those 20 done. Anybody got to just take a whack at it? 20 sheep. 30, you're getting closer. 15, 16 minutes, they had 20 head done. But the guy that won in the machine shearing, He was a sheep and a half behind because he did such a clean job. The other guys had to stand and watch him for another 75 seconds till he had his other two done. This sheep here that I'm shearing was probably born in February, I'd say. The guys that shear by hand, the guy that taught me, he's actually got the world's fastest sheep shorn. His name is Tony Dodds from New Zealand. Sheared one in 61 seconds. By hand. I told him, I said, you can keep that record. But I do have a record for the United States. A couple of them, actually. For the world, I should say. I was all over the world shearing. And I always heard all these stories about New Zealand, Australia, England, Wales. They always got these big numbers of shearing. I thought, well, why in the world can't America have a record? Well, I sheared with some of these great shearers, and none of them, or I should say one guy, he had a marathon record. He sheared a 24-hour record, but I broke it down, and I asked him, I said, Alan, did you actually shear 24 hours, or did you just shear from 7 to 7 in the morning to 7 next day? He said, yeah, that's all it was. So I thought, okay, that's that. I said, thought to myself, he only sheared 18 and a half hours in those 24 hours. So there it is. The United States is going to have a record. I sheared 24 hours of shearing. In 27 hours and 17 minutes, I got it done. We did it with a buddy of mine in Wisconsin. We did down in Texas. It's actually 10 years ago this last July. I sheared 607 head. My buddies did 487, and we started at 7 o'clock at night on a Saturday night. We sheared till 17 minutes after 10 o'clock on a Sunday night, and I went to bed. No, but so nobody's ever tried it yet. The purpose was to get 24 hours of shearing in the least amount of time. So we got that one. Then the next year, there were 6 of us in the United States that still knew how to shear by hand. Some of them aren't doing it anymore. We thought, well, let's get all 6 together and shear. We ran out of sheep. But we got 400 sheep done by hand in 401 minutes between the 6 of us. So that one stands in the U.S. But anyway, you could see the difference on how much is left on when you shear by hand. That sheep probably has about, oh, I'd say 4 or 5 pounds of wool on it. Maybe 4, that's about it. Farmers get paid by the pound of wool. That's another subject, how much farmers are making on that stuff. When I was a young one, we were getting 75 cents for the same stuff. Today it's a nickel. We got to get China figured out yet. They're the biggest buyers. But what kinds of different wool? There's all kinds of it. You guys see those sheep that they got out west with the big horns, big old wrinkly necks? They're the Rambouillets and Merinos. That's your fine wool. What do I mean by fine? It's real soft. That's what's put on your, or you made your suit coats and stuff out of. This here is a medium wool, which is like your rugs and, you know, just lower class stuff. And then you got your real coarse wool. Coarse wool is really thick and it's real long. You see some breeds got real long wool on. And but the fine wool sheep people, they are actually making a little bit more money than the nickel stuff now. They're actually $1.25. They want the fine wool right now. Anybody got a trick on how to keep them quiet? Let's see, is there any questions about this or not? Or did I sum it up?